It's another exciting day in paradise, and boy, oh boy, is it a great day to be alive, especially when you consider the alternative. I know I don't normally make like 2 videos in a week, but I felt a little bit irritated at something, and it's been bothering me. I've been listening to it a lot, and it's people complaining about what the government's not doing for them, complaining about for what somebody else is not doing, complaining about their situation they're in, complaining about the relationship that they're in, complaining about the job that they work at, complaining about how much $1,200 from the government isn't enough to help them, complaining about how unemployment's going to get knocked down from $600 to $300, $200, complaining about how racial injustice is going on right now, complaining about. I keep hearing it, complaining, but I'm not seeing anything being done. And that's why I wanted to make this video, honestly. People need to stop complaining and start doing. And if you're not going to do anything to change the circumstance, stop complaining. Because all you're doing is adding a bunch of negativity in the world. I'm even hearing it on Joe Rogan podcasts and a lot of intellectual people complaining, just non-stop complaining. This is what's going on. This is why I had to stop my show. This is why I had to do this. Because nothing's being done. Nothing's changing. Does that mean you're going to quit? Okay, quit. Then quit. If you're going to quit complaining is my thing. I don't care who. I don't care about any of these celebrities. I don't care about any of these news hosts or anybody who wants to just continuously complain and never get anything done. Whatever. If somebody wants to hear people complaining all day, go ahead. Be my guest. I'm not that guy. I don't want to keep hearing people complain. I've actually been listening to less news. I've been listening to less Joe Rogan podcasts. I've been listening to less a lot of different things because I'm just hearing people complaining and not actually having an intellectual conversation about how are we going to fix this circumstance. Let's take some actions. Let's do some things. Here's some processes we can do to make a change. And here's how we're going to implement it. I'm not hearing that. I hear people throw out weird ideas like, okay, let's do this or do that. Or why are they giving more money to the big corporations instead of all the citizens? When you think about it, there's 300-something million people in America getting $1,200 checks. You divvy that out, that equals a lot of money. And the businesses that are getting that money as well, they're paying employees. Now, if they're getting that money and just putting it in their pockets, that's a different story. But again, we're back in a conversation where we're complaining about things and not changing anything. You know, the rioting is another good example of complaining. They think they're doing something by destroying establishments and destroying people's livelihood. You're not doing anything. That's just a whole nother level of complaining. You're now taking it from complaining to throwing a temper tantrum. When you're a little kid and you throw a temper tantrum, what happens to you? You get your butt spanked. You get put in timeout. You get disciplined. This is nuts. People are nuts right now. I'm sick of hearing it. So I had to make a video, and I know this isn't my usual positivity video, but it kind of is. I kind of want people to be more positive. I want you, if you want something to change it. Change it. Get something done. Create a plan of action on what you want to do. But I tell you one thing that doesn't fix anything. Complaining and whining, it does nothing. Now I get it, we got to vent, which is why I'm venting right now. I'm kind of complaining right now. Got it, you know. But I'm complaining about the complaining because of the fact I want to hear some people say, this is what we're going to do to fix this. You can complain, but you're right. Free speech, great thing. One of the many great things about America is all of our freedoms. So you could complain all day long. Whine all day long. That's your right. You can do it. I'm just telling you personally, for everybody out there who's complaining all the time and getting nothing done, I could care less about what you have to say because all you're doing is whining. So I guess the main thing I want to really drill in on this video is if you find yourself spending an extensive amount of time whining and complaining about all the things that go on around you, all the things that go on in politics, all the things that go on in your relationship, all the things that go on in your job, and etc., and you don't notice a change in your life, maybe try something different. And don't complain so much, but instead start enacting progress. Start doing something to make that change. And by making that change in a positive fashion, you'll have a more positive effect than if you try and make that change in a negative fashion, like the rioters and looters and stuff like that. Like, you're not making any positive change. You're making change go in the opposite direction. Like, you want positive change, but you're going to act negatively, so you're going to create more negative change. That's what's happening. So in your life, get the politics and the news out of your eye, out of this conversation now. In your personal life, try and enact change positively in a peaceful way, in a safe mentality, but try and come up with guidelines and come up with ideas, come up with strategies. Think about how you can do something to change. And you're already many steps ahead of a lot of these pundits on TV and all over the place. You're already many steps ahead because they just want to keep complaining and not doing anything. Do something to change your life in a positive way and stop complaining. And remember that you're unstoppable. Nobody can stop you but yourself. Back to you in the studio, Bob.